This video is kindly sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create your beautiful website and build your brand. Hi guys, it's me Jess here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to make a button front skirt in two different ways. One way with no pattern and another way with a pattern. So whatever level of sewing skill you are, you still can make them. These skirts are perfect to pair with a turtleneck shirt or a sweater for this season. So I hope you will like it and try it out. And let's get started. The first DIY is a gather button front skirt with two side pockets. With this DIY, here are the pieces of the skirt with the measurement that you need to repair. They are in rectangle shape, so you don't really need to create a pattern for this DIY. I started with the back of the skirt first. From the top of the back piece, I marked out at 8 cm on the length line of the rectangle. It will be the position for the side pocket. Then add in the pocket piece after that. Doing the same for the other length line of the rectangle. Make sure the back piece of the skirt will be on the right side of the fabric and the pocket piece is on the wrong side of the fabric, so that the right side of the back piece will face the right side of the pocket. I use the same way to add the pocket pieces to the front pieces of the skirt. However, just doing it for one length line of each piece of the front skirt only, and the pocket at each piece of the front skirt will be at two sides, so that you can connect two pieces of the front skirt to the back skirt at two sides. Don't forget to overlock the edge of the fabric to give your skirt a long life. To create a button in the buttonhole area, I draw a line at 8 cm under the length line of the front piece. you created. That means the width of the gathering fabric at the back skirt will be a half of your waist size, and the width of the gathering fabric at each front piece of the skirt will be a quarter of your waist size plus a half width of the button and the buttonhole area. I cut a long fabric line with 9 cm width, which is 2 times the width of the waistband of the skirt I want, plus 2 cm for seam allowance, and 2 cm longer than the width of the gathering fabric I just finished. I connect one length side of the fabric line to the skirt first. Make sure after sewing, I turn them inside to hide on the end fabric and finish the rest of the waistband by folding the other length line of the fabric inside around 1 cm first, then keep folding it over the first seam and make the second seam. The loose seam that I make at the top of the skirt under the waistband. The last step is adding the button and create the buttonholes. I use the button stitching and the button presser foot to create the buttonhole. But if your sewing machine doesn't have it, you can also look up my gather button front skirt. It's an easy project, but the skirt turned out so great. It's perfect to pair with a turtleneck shirt for this season, right? Before going to the next DIY, let's take a break to get to know our sponsor today. Since I created a new look for my website jessdang.com with Squarespace, I can't stop loving it. It's just stunning and exactly what I imagined my website would look like. Everything you need to build and grow your website, you can find it on Squarespace. I am totally impressed with how easy it is. Squarespace even makes it easier for you with the pre-designed website template and the professional design layout for new page. Combined with the flexibility of customizing the template to fit your style, you can create your perfect website without any skill. As a sewing lover and a content creator, I always want to share my work with you in the best way. That's why we're trying to learn and create my sewing pattern to make sewing easier for all of you who love my work. And Squarespace makes it so easy for me to share my pattern with you on. Now you can check out and buy my sewing pattern on my website. You can start selling your own products on your website easily with Squarespace, from a physical product to a digital one or other services. And since you choose the choice of the product you want to sell on your website, you don't have to worry for the rest, as Squarespace has set them up for you. From the receipt template to email confirmation for your customer, they are connected and suitable with the choice of your product and your website. You can even customize it if you want to. One thing I like when selling my pattern on Squarespace is that I can easily create a new product by duplicating the current one and making the change for it. It's helped to save so much of my time so I can focus on my creativity to have more video and pattern to share with you. So if you're looking for a platform to create your beautiful website and build your brand, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. You can create your own website all by yourself easily and quickly there. And when you're ready to launch your website, head to squarespace.com/JessDang to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you Squarespace for helping me create my beautiful website and supporting my channel. The next DIY is the fitted midi button front skirt. We will need to create the pattern for this DIY. To make the back skirt pattern, I draw a straight line and a horizontal line cutting each other first. From the first straight line, I draw another one 23 cm next to it. It's a quarter of my hip size. It's also the position of the biggest part of your butt. I keep drawing another straight line at 40 cm from the first one. It's the length of the skirt from the belly button to above my knee. At the end of the first straight line, which is the waistline of the skirt, I mark up 19 cm, which is a quarter of my waist size plus 3 cm for the dot that I will create there later. From the end of the second straight line, which is the hip line, I mark up 24 cm, which is a quarter of my hip size plus 1 cm. From the end of the third straight line, which is the ending line, I mark up 26 cm, which is 2 cm longer than the mark on the hip line. Then connect 3 marks together. Based on it, I draw a slightly curved line to finish the side line of the skirt. From the end of the first straight line, I mark at 1 cm on the horizontal line. Then connect it to the mark on the waistline I made before by a slightly curved line to finish the waistline of the back skirt. I mark in the middle of this waistline first, then drawing a perpendicular line from that mark later. The width of this line will be 15 cm, which is the width from the waistline to 7 cm above the hip line. It's also the length of the dot at the back of the skirt. From the mark on the waistline, I make 2 more marks at 1.5 cm to side of it, then connect them to the end of the perpendicular line to finish the dot there. Make sure the width of the rest of the waistline without the dot will be 16 cm, which is a quarter of my waist size. Add in 1 cm for seam allowance after that, except 3.5 cm at the ending line and no seam allowance at the horizontal line, as we will cut this pattern in full fabric there. And here the back skirt pattern after on. To make the front pattern for the skirt, I copy the back pattern first. On the hip line, I mark inside the side line 1 cm, so the width at the rest of the hip line will be 23 cm, which is a quarter of my hip size. Then using the back skirt pattern to copy the side line again. I also do the same to finish the dot at the front of the skirt too. From the middle line of the front skirt piece, I draw a line at 8 cm inside the edge line. After that, I fold the end fabric inside around 1 cm first, then keep folding it again to the line just drew before. By doing that way, you will create a button in the buttonhole area at 2 pieces of the front skirt. Make sure the width of the button in the buttonhole area will be 3.5 cm. And the final waistline at its peak of the front skirt will be 17 cm, which is a quarter of my waist size. To create the waistband for the skirt, I cut a long fabric line with 9 cm width, which is 2 times the width of the waistband that I want, plus 2 cm seam allowance, and 2 cm longer than the waistline at the top of the skirt. I connect one end line of the fabric to the waistline of the skirt first. Make sure to keep 1 cm extra at two ends of the fabric.